Alright, so before we get into the hand histories, I've got a couple of tables here that I want to show you, because I know that all of this stuff makes a lot of sense when you're sitting there listening to it, but you'll have a much better chance of understanding it and, more importantly, using it correctly at the tables if you have a visual aid to go along with it. And something I want to point out is that I pulled these tables from Tom Chambers' book Advanced PLO Theory, which has hundreds of tables that go into more detail about four betting at different stack sizes. So you should definitely check it out if you want to learn more about this stuff. Also, it's important to point out that the blinds are 5-10 for all of these tables. Now, I'm going to show you two tables. The first one shows the profitability of calling a 4-bet with King 10 7-6 at three different stack sizes when it's double suited, single suited, and rainbow. And the reason I chose this table was to show you how much of an impact being single suited or double suited has on the profitability of your call. Notice here that single suited King 10 7-6 yields over 6 times as many big blinds than it does when it's rainbow, and over 11 times as many big blinds when it's double suited. I included the next table for similar reasons, but I wanted to use a hand that had different characteristics, so I chose the double paired hand we used in the slide earlier, 10-10-4-4. Here, we notice the same trend, right? You'll break even with this hand when it's single suited, and when it's rainbow. You'll lose 3.5 big blinds, but when it's double suited, your profit increases a total of 7 big blinds from the rainbow hand. So you're probably thinking, okay, these tables are cool, but I feel like I'm missing something. Well, the main point that I'm trying to get across is that the three main things to look for in a hand if you're faced with a 4-bet against someone who likely has aces are the degrees of connectedness, proximity, and suitedness. For example, if you have high connectedness, low proximity, and you're double suited, well then it's an easy call, right? On the other hand, if you're single suited, but have high proximity with medium connectedness, well then it's probably closer to a fold. So take as much time as you need to look at this table, and then keep this stuff in the back of your mind as we check out the next slide. Okay, so these last two tables focus on the profitability of calling 4-bets with various combinations of kings. Now, I doubt that most people watching this need to be told that kings aren't nearly as big of a hand in PLO as they are in No Limit. But something I've noticed from surfing the forums a bunch is that many players are confused about whether double-suited kings are profitable to call a 4-bet. Like I said in the last slide, the profitability of calling a 4-bet depends on the level of a hand's connectedness, suitedness, and proximity, and kings is no exception to the rule. In the first table, you'll notice that King 9-8 double suited is a 2.5 big blind winner at 100 big blind stacks, but take away its suit and it's no longer profitable. Now, in the second table, you'll see that even though King 10 deuce is double suited, it still can't turn a profit because of its high proximity and low connectedness. So before you get in the habit of just peeling with any kings that are double suited, or any double suited hand for that matter, make sure you always consider the proximity and connectedness of your hand as well.